Hi, today our cue card is describe a piece of advice you gave to someone, and cues are what it was, whom you offered advice, when it was, explain how you felt about it. It is refutable that advice is most precious thing if people value it. Even though I never find in a position to give suggestion to others, but here I would like to talk about a time when I gave advice to my cousin sister. Basically, it was a time when a cousin of my cousin sister got success hardly, but instead of being happy, my sister started jealous from her and tried to hinder her progress by some tricks. During these trials, I noticed her, so I tried to give her advice later to this. Apparently, it seemed a Herculean task for me because young child never understands about these attitudes, even if she or he has mistake. Therefore, I made a story of old person who had envy from his friend because he also become successful. So stopping his progress, he did lot of efforts tried to implement some rules on him as he was junior. Everything gave opposite results. His friend was becoming successful day by day. However, his business started losing. So, by the moral of this story, my cousin understood that if we spoil someone's work, then we damage our own work also. When it comes to the consequences of giving advice to my sister, the results were amazing. At the time, she realized her mistake and accepted everything in front of her friend. Moreover, she always thanks me for this advice. To wrap it all, this was an advice which I gave to my sister, and I felt delighted that she valued my advice. So, let's start with the follow ups. What kind of advice do parents give to their children? Well, parents give the advice to their children related to every field where there's related to their study, their personal life, their future career. But most of the time, parents give the advice to their children to follow the moral path. How do experts give advice to others? Well, experts are perfect in their field. So when they work as a counselor or when they give advice to others, firstly they always read about the history of the person, history of their background, then know about their weak points and their strong points, and by understanding these kind of things, after that they give the advice. So after the advice which come from them, it is the best advice we can say. What advice do parents give to teenagers about making friends? Well, parents always supervise them and they always suggest them about making friends, how we can make friends, and who are our real friends. But according to my opinion, whenever they talk about these kind of topics, they always should be talk them in a friendly way. So in this way, the teenagers and the parents understand each other very easily, and there is a less chance of the conflicts. How it is helpful to ask for some advice before making decision? Well, it has both advantage and disadvantages. For asking someone advice before making a decision, first of all, when a person take advice from the old experienced persons and expert people, so at a time it's beneficial for them because they can make a decision very well. But on the other hand, when they take advice from the new person who do not have knowledge regarding any kind of topic, so at the time it can give some of the negative results. Is it good to let children make their own decision? Definitely, it's very good for children when they make their own decision, because when they get success or failure, they get some life lessons on which they don't. And in the future, if they make any kind of decision, they think about it and they make a decision very well, and then they become good decision maker. But it also be important for parents that they always guide them whenever they make any kind of plan.